Hey, it's Nay, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Nay, and here we talk about all things looking good, feeling good, and smelling good at mostly reasonable prices. So if any or all of that sounds interesting to you, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the fam. So today I want to talk about fragrances I wore last week. So I always feel like I wear quite a many fragrances. So I'll be like, I feel like I didn't wear that much this week. And then I mess around and then go pull this up. And I'm like, wow, I wore quite a few fragrances. So more often than not, I will go ahead and respray at some point in the day. Not because I don't smell the fragrance, because I just wanted to project even more. When I do a wear test, I won't, obviously, just so that I can test out the longevity of a fragrance. However, on a day-to-day regular basis, I will go ahead and respray it at some point in the day, solely just to make it project even more. Or if I have a different thing to do in the nighttime, then I'm going to respray or spray something new, which I can know for sure, right? That adds to the amount of fragrances that I have worn in the week, because I'll go from wearing something in the day, take a shower, or just respray on top of what I already have. 8 times out of 10, I'm taking a shower though. I just shower quite a bit. So let's hop into what I wore last week. And I say last week, but of course, when I'm recording this video, I'm recording it this same week. But it's by the time the video hits you guys, it's going to be last week. So I had an interesting week, and I'm going to tell you why. So some of these fragrances are tried and trues for me. I don't really feel like I have to press the issue because I already mentioned it in my other video from last week, but some of these you're not going to see massive dents in them, but I've been wearing them quite a lot and they're newer to my collection. Other ones I will have had in my collection for a little while and they'll have decent dents, but they're not finished. I have about 98, 99. I might even have just reached 100 fragrances in my collection, which is, I think, hitting the medium realm. I feel like on average people have anywhere from 1 to 20 fragrances, and then once you hit like the 50 and plus fragrances, you're now hitting that medium-ish range. And once you hit like that 200 plus fragrance range, you're hitting the holy sugar range, large range, and then the massive range, like 300, 400 fragrances. So I think I'm in the about a medium range, but that just depends who you ask, right? So anyway, let's get into the fragrances. I actually did really good. Only 2 fragrances from last week were not on my tray. So I'm gonna consider this the start of February of September trays, because September started on the Friday, and so there was 3 days where it was a part of September. So it's, whatever you decide. For me, I'm gonna consider that the first week of September. One of the things on my tray, as I just get listed, is Eilish by Billie Eilish. I really like this. I've been wearing this to bed. Is this fruity, sweet, like vanilla fragrance. It's, I think, a very impressive celebrity fragrance. Real quick, don't mind my little twists. I have a thing to go to tomorrow, so I just did a little twist out. So if my hair looks mad to you, it's a cute little twist out. It's fine, but my face is beat because I just came in because I went out for a little app or whatever. But anyway, I digress. I love the bottle of Eilish. I think it's really cute. It depends who you ask, but I think this is super cute, super unique. It's actually giving me like what's the word, like decorative vibes. Like even when this bottle is finished, It can be used as decoration. Very pretty. There is something that is definitely like a fruity vibe in here, but it's like a vanilla. There might even be some cacao in here. I could be wrong. But there's the barest touch of powderiness to it. Barest. It's mostly like a kind of slightly creamy type of vanilla. Let's take a pause and step over here for a second. Oats by Night. Oats, something like that. It's this, like, they sell you like these packages of oats that you put in this little tumbler, excuse me, that they also provide that you let sit overnight. When you wake up, you can drink it, and it's like high protein or whatever. I had tried it like 2-3 years ago, and I actually liked it. It was just super high in sugar, in my opinion. Apparently, I don't know if they've lowered the sugar or what, but it's only says like 8 or 9 grams. Whatever. I said all of that to say that there is one of their flavors, I think it's like chocolate something or whatever, kind of reminds me a little bit of this. I actually popped up on my feed this week for me to look into it. Or like it popped up on my Instagram or whatever, and I looked into it again, thinking about possibly buying it again, because one of the flavors just reminds me of this. It's a nice, easygoing scent that has a little pizzazz, but nothing super wild. It's not the most longest lasting fragrance, but I would say about 4 to 5 hours, which for some people really is pretty dang good, especially for its price point. But I'm taking my ass to bed most of the time when I wear this, so if it can last like 2 hours, I'm gonna sleep within the 2 to 3 hour range. So that's all I really need, which is what this gives me. So that is Eilish by Billie Eilish. The next one is another vanilla that I absolutely love. This is Accidental Vanille, which I don't want to tell you guys false information. I can't remember. I'm not gonna even pull it up. I love this as a vanilla. Quite a few of the vanillas I put into, quite a few of the fragrances I put into my tray for the month of September. Keep in mind, each week I'm going to be taking out 5 to 6 of them and refreshing them with something else probably. Are layerable type of fragrances. And this is one of those beautiful, slightly bright, sweet, without being ridiculously sweet vanillas that just works with a lot of fragrances. If a fragrance has absolutely no sweetness, right? Because I've been thinking about buying the dupe, the Dapper Fragrance Cream Dior. I think this is going to work. I have a few fragrances that have less sweetness that this works really well with. If you have a fragrance that has some sweetness, you want to add some more, I would add this. If you have some fragrances that you want to add a delectable quality to it, I would add this. If you have some fragrances that this works well with, like fruity fragrances as well, I would go ahead and add this. This also works well with coconut fragrances. Just add this. Accidental Vanille is just a vibe. This is from Dua, the original. This is a dupe of something. I really just enjoy it. So it's a little more powdery than Eilish, but it's this sweet, delicious, without being obnoxious type of vanilla that isn't like the most descriptive. Like, I couldn't tell you what the notes are. I think there's only like 3 or 4 notes in this specific fragrance. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I really, really like this. And every time I smell it, I think, oh, this is delicious, but it's not delicious as in you can mistake it for, like, if I dropped in a vat of vanilla. Like, I'm not saying that, and I don't think it smells extra vanilla. I think it almost smells like the vanilla from like a cake or like a frosting type of vanilla, that they took the vanilla from that out of it. Although I know that's like an extract like vanilla, that creaminess comes with it type of vibe. Hit that like button if I didn't make sense. If I didn't make sense to you, hit that like button if I did make sense. If I didn't make sense to you, go hit that subscribe button. Trust me, the more you watch videos, the more you're like, oh, that's what that sister's talking about. Got it. The next one, guys, I'm gonna fall down this Dapper fragrance hole, because I'm really liking the ones I bought so far. This is Hufflepuff, which is, you know, their dupe for Hufflepuff from House of Sillage. Eventually, I will own a House of Sillage fragrance, purely for the fact of the bottle. The bottles from House of Sea are so pretty. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And I just want to own a bottle. Maybe for Christmas, I'll ask for it. I love this. So I got 2 lemon-based fragrances from Dapper Fragrances. Hufflepuff is one of them. This is not a obnoxious lemon. This is like a lemon baked into a cake, a cupcake type of vibe. Excuse me. Sweet, delicious with that hint of lemon that gives a slight tartness. This mixes very well with like Delina Exclusive or the Club de Nuit Imperial White by Armand. This is another fragrance I wore this week. This also, they mix very well. It gives that like cupcake with the whipped icing on top vibe. This is actually a very good combo. Guys, I got quite the compliments with this. So the next one I'm about to tell you about, I'm going to tell you about this combo because I walked into the restaurant and got a visceral, like a quite reactive response to this combo, as in 3 people within 3-4 minutes of me entering, maybe even 2 minutes of me entering the restaurant, commented on my scent, and then another 2 people. It's probably the most compliments in one night that I had gotten ever. And I know I smelt good, but I didn't think I smelt strong enough for the reaction that I got, but obviously it did. So let's get into that. So those 2 I wore. So I wore Burberry Goddess. I've been wearing this quite a bit. I'm quite excited for their, what's the word? Their other, when they release like a line of the Burberry Goddess, because I really enjoy this. I don't know if you can tell. Some people are going to say this isn't much, but this is a little denty dent for me, especially since this is a newer fragrance. I quite enjoy this. I don't think this is anything miraculous. I'm putting that out there right now. This isn't something I've never smelt in my life. This isn't something that, oh my gosh, the world is earth-shattering. What is lovely about this is it's a slightly boozy vanilla. A lot of people like a sweeter fragrance on a woman. That's just the way it goes. So most of your sweeter fragrances or fragrances that have like some sweetness to it is going to get a compliment from the masses. Vanilla is a note that is very much so liked by the masses. It's a pleasing smell. And this has 3 stripes of vanilla to the fragrance. Now, it also has this aromatic touch of lavender to it. Now, the lavender in here is giving me YSL Libre lavender, that very aromatic lavender. And also that boozy touch to this is giving me Donna Born in Aroma. Everyone's having a different reaction to this fragrance, but I really enjoy it. Some people are not impressed at all. I think people forget, though, that designer fragrances are most of the time meant for the masses, right? But I think this, in my humble opinion, is a good drop, because in about 2 months, when fall really is licking us in our face, all right, and we're well in that November, halfway beginning of November, and it's cold, okay? We're getting that nice brisk cold, and y'all, I got I cannot wait to break out my boots, my cardigans. I'm ordering some new cardigans, some new sweaters, some new leggings. I actually have a pair of leggings from Amazon that's coming in that has like the fur lining or whatever, because I want to be outside with my babies. I want to be taking pictures with my kids. Y'all, I'm gonna try not to cry. My twins are 2 and my oldest is gonna be 3 at the end of September, and it's so amazing to see them develop real ass personalities, and it's gonna be so freaking awesome to see them with like personalities at Thanksgiving, and personalities at Halloween, and personalities in Christmas, and ripping into those gifts and stuff. Like, I'm actually starting the process now of starting to buy gifts for Christmas and stuff, because I want them to have a decent amount of gifts to start opening up. And I said all of that to say, it's just, fall is my favorite season of all time. Apparently I'm a fall baby. I don't know if I'm claiming yet, guys, because I get it, whatever. Apparently around Christmas time is when winter actually starts, and my birthday is the beginning of December, but I don't know, whatever. Anyway, fall is my favorite season for several reasons I've listed in other videos, but I just absolutely adore, especially the scents and the clothing that comes with fall. And this is just something that I think works in all seasons. So I've been wearing this in the summer. And I think it's going to be great in the fall, and I'll let you know. But anything with vanilla usually gets stronger. And there's 3 different vanillas in here. I love this. So anyway, this fragrance. Are you ready? Guys, I just feel like I just wanted to let you guys know the visceral reaction was really intense to me. So I wore this fragrance with Hufflepuff, and I also just had one little, maybe 2 sprays of the formulation Silky Woods from Dapper Fragrance. So this was my actual base, funny enough. It's not the strongest fragrance, but it's the most long lasting out of these 3. So I use this as my base. I'm now starting to smell the spices in this fragrance. It's a beautiful fragrance. However, the dry down is definitely giving me Kayali, the Wedding Silk Santal. No one else has mentioned that, so perhaps my nose is off, but that's what it gives me. So I use this as my base, and I kind of like in myself, and as you can see, I'm already getting a nice little dent in this, and this is a 30 ml. And then I went ahead and added Hufflepuff. Now this is what I wore during the day. And then I resprayed some of those, and then I topped myself off with a couple sprays of Burberry Goddess. Keep in mind, I am an oversprayer, and I just kind of saturated myself in it, like 5 sprays, 6 sprays. And when I tell you, I got to the place, I think 30 minutes later, visceral reactions. I've been getting to about like 3 different fragrances or 3 different smells that can include lotions, and the reaction that I had with this was so strong in a positive manner that like the servers, the waitresses there were talking about it, and then I had some of the actual customers mention this combo. So I just wanted to let you guys know that apparently this is a combo to max. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. The slight spices in here, I think, really zhuzhed up the sweetness in this. The slight boozy touch in here, I think, really jazzed up the spices in this. And I believe the cupcakey texture add a little bit more zhuzh and potency to these. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to put those back because it's a little strong here. Fragrances I have. All right, the other one I wore was Gentle Fluidity Gold. I'm starting to get a little attitude, and I'm gonna, what I do when I start getting low on a fragrance is I actually just cold turkey stop wearing it. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I will come up very soon with a updated favorite fragrances of all time, and I'm gonna tell you what my old ones are first. I'm going to find that video, and then I'm going to go in and tell you what my current ones are. Some still are a part of the lineup. This is absolutely one of the most perfect vanillas I've ever smelled in my life. I still feel like if I ever get blessed in the future with being able to create a fragrance with a fragrance brand, yes, there are a few in my mind, I would definitely have juniper berries and vanilla in it for sure. Who knows what the other fragrances the fragrance notes will be? That's a toss-up. But those 2, for sure. Because I feel like every fragrance that contains juniper berries that I've smelled personally, I like. So I actually got Commodity Gold Expressive for $20. For $19.20. I'm starting this Ipsy, the IPSY Ipsy bag. So when that comes, and I just added it onto my Ipsy bag for $20 for the 30 ml, which is to me amazing. So we'll see what happens when it comes. But I believe that also has juniper berries, and it reminiscent like of this, but not as posh, but I still liked it. But yeah, gentle fluidity gold. Ambery cherry, guys. So I've had this for about a year, I want to say. I'm finally, like, look at this dent. It's a nice little dent. I just think it's sexy. This is Dossier. This is their dupe for Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. I will one day own a Tom Ford fragrance that is from like Blackwater. So I do own two. I have Metalique, and I think I have another one. So I do own some Tom Fords, but when I say Tom Ford, I mean like either like a Black Orchid, electric cherry. I kind of want it, guys, or that, oh my gosh, that coconut. Is it coconut? I can't remember the name of it, guys. There's a couple I want from like the expensive line that it's gonna be such a grand time to go back to work, not in terms just for working for me, but for the money that comes with it, so I can buy myself and my husband some fragrances, and so we can go on nice ass vacations. But this is just such a lovely. I'm actually not the most amazed fan of cherry note in terms of in my collection. I like the way cherry smells, but I don't go out of my way to buy cherry based fragrances. This is beautiful. Cherry, almond, cinnamon, cloves, rose, jasmine, plum, Peru balsam, tonka bean, vanilla. And I have Carol's Daughter almond souffle lotion, and I layered out with this, and it was a nice vibe. The lotion doesn't last supremely long, but that's fine because when you layer them, chef's kiss. This is probably gonna done off very soon, and I'm not upset about it because it's $50 for 1.7 fluid ounces. So I will just mess around and buy another one from Dossier. That, or I'm gonna try the Ocha version because Ocha is that goat as well. Yeah, so I also wore the Wedding Silk Santal. I'm glad I just bought her. Sparkling. She's like a peachy, sweet, sparkling type of fragrance that has this wonderful like a silky texture to it that is not the most projecting, but it has decent longevity, and it layers well with everything. Like, I haven't found anything that it doesn't work well with, but, and you see the look of them I am now putting in it. This is freaking limited edition, so get it while you can. I think it restocked like a couple of days ago, like a few days ago, maybe 3, 4, 5 days ago. So get it while you can. I think it's really pretty. I don't think it's miraculously different. However, it gives me different vibes to a couple of their fragrances, a couple of other fragrances out there, but it's a mosh posh of a very pretty, without being obnoxious, very silky, smooth, slightly like a fruity, sparkling type of smell. Y'all, I wore Scandal by JPG. I am obsessed with this fragrance. This is a very pretty fragrance. I love this. It's sexy. It gives Wells fruit snacks in the beginning, but as it dries down, the thickness of the honey, and I think there's something else in here that just lends to this. This and La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier really come out to play in the fall and winter for me. I just can't wear them like that in the heat at all, really. And I'm glad I put this on my tray. JPG is coming soon to my tray, to be honest with you. But I really, really, really enjoy this. It's so pretty. Let me know if you like Scandal line. Which one of the Scandals are your fave? Because I'm thinking about that blue one, the blue bottle, the newer one, Terib. It looks like terrible. That's the word it says to me. I kind of like that one, but anyway, yeah, Scandal. I feel like I don't have much to say about this. She's just freaking gorgeous. Y'all know about this one. Y'all know this one. I wore it. I only give myself 3 sprays because it's still warm. So in the morning and at night, it gets a little cooler for sure. Like, you can wear some pants, or you can wear a long sleeve or whatever, and you'll be just fine. And this is just so, the spiced quality and the sweetness and the uber creaminess of this, I'm just absolutely ecstatic for this fragrance. This is a well blended, well mixed fragrance for 100% sure. Now, I did go ahead and wear Private Gold Confidential by Lattafa. Guys, I got about 5 hours max, maybe 4 to 5 hours out of this. However, when I did smell it, it is nice. After the 1 hour mark, it's a very lovely fragrance. Which, from my memory, is what I got from the original dupe of like what they're doing, which I believe is Kirk. It's kind of like a gummy, fruity smell in here, like for the first like 45 minutes or so, and then it dries down to this lovely fruity like cocktail, no liquor. Gives me almost like somehow tropical vibes. This is kind of what I think, like almost tropical, although I don't believe there to be any actual tropical notes in here. Super pretty, and there's a musky quality to it, so it does not smell like Cassiopeia. I will own Cassiopeia one day. However, it gives me the line of like a musky, fruity smell. Cassiopeia doesn't have this almost artificial smell that I get from this in the beginning, but I like this. I think Lattafa did a pretty dang good job with this, and I had some friends over the other day for the kids' party, and they actually commented on the bottle, how luxe the bottle is, and this bottle was so affordable. She took a picture of it actually, so that she could potentially buy it, and I said, girl, it's actually super affordable. And she liked the smell of it too. Anyway, that is what I wore for my first week of September. So you're gonna have coming up very soon the fragrance I'm gonna swap out and put in for the second week of September. Now that we're in fall, guys, we're in fall. September hits, it's fall time for me. I know people have been talking about fall stuff from like the beginning of August. I did enjoy my summer a pinch longer, but now that fall has hit, you know, and it has nothing to do with like, it has more to do with the weather and September than anything else, because I'm stay-at-home mom. So honestly, there's really no breaks. It's not like, oh my god, my kids are home from school and then they're going back to school or whatever. It's purely to do with like the weather outside. It's getting darker earlier. It's getting cooler at nighttime, cooler when you first wake up in the morning time. The overall vibe is no longer vacation-y, I'm out and about. It's giving fall. It's giving, the leaves are gonna turn these beautiful colors. You want to start pulling out your vibrant reds and yellows and browns and the bold lip, you know what I mean, like the smoky eye, the thigh high boots, the knee high boots, the browns, the fur lined boots, all of that, the little what are they called, the cardigans, the shackets, all of that good thing in a bag of chips. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this whole video. If you reached the end of this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, let YouTube know that you are liking my content. Okay, we're trying to make this a thing, trying to make this a full-on, what do we call this? What are we, a fam? Are we a family? A family? Yes. Anyway, hope I see you in my next video. Bye bye.